From Wall Street to the White House, this is the Larry Kudlow Show.
Welcome back, folks. We've pleasure to bring in Senator Marsha Blackburn of the great state of Tennessee. She's an old friend. She's also one of the most powerful and important voices in the Senate, conservative voices in the Senate. Senator Blackburn, thank you for doing this, man. We appreciate it very much.
I am delighted to join you as always. Thank you.
You're terrific.
It's a big weekend in D.C., and I think the American people are excited. And, Larry, I have no doubt that your listeners are today just listening to see exactly how this is all going to play out, and they're looking forward to the U.S. Senate getting to work and getting things done for the American people.
You know, on those points, Senator Blackburn, I just want to review quickly, but this past week you've had all the cabinet nominees put up in front in various committees. You were part of the process and so forth and so on. I just want to say it looks to me like all the Trump noms are going to make it. But even more than that, they looked good talking about new Trump policies, you know, whether it's border, economy, inflation, foreign policy, justice, one-tier justice, you name it. Democrats look so awful, nitpicking, ankle-biting, trying to stir up personal issues, stuff, you know, smearing and so forth. I mean, to me, it was like game, set, match for Republicans. But the Democrats are in denial about November 5th. They have nothing to run on. They have nothing to talk about. And they were so rude. No one seemed to be reaching out to the new cabinet people and saying, we'll try to work with you. Nothing like that.
And, you know, I think that frustrated a lot of the American people. It certainly frustrated a lot of Tennesseans, even some of my friends who are Democrats. They were embarrassed by the conduct of some of the Democrats on the panel with Attorney General Pam Bondi as she went through her hearing to be U.S. Attorney General. And, Larry, the thing that got them, they wanted to rehash things from the past, all as you have laid out. And she would repeatedly say, in spite of what you're doing, I look forward to working with you for the betterment pardon me, of the people of California or Hawaii or Minnesota or Connecticut or wherever.
I know. She had no axe to grind. I mean, she said over and over again what she wants is a one-tier justice system, not a warfare, not more lawfare, right, not more weaponization, not more targeting, not retribution, none of the above. Just reset a one-tier, fair, abide by the law Justice Department.
That's right.
I mean, I guess it's so foreign to the Democrats they didn't know how to handle it. But I mean, she's a star, right, isn't she, ma'am? She is going to be a star.
All of the nominees have done a great job this week, and we're so proud of them. Sean Duffy for transportation, Kristi Noem to go to Homeland Security, Marco to go to state. They have all had great hearings, and we look forward to each and every one of them getting confirmed and then getting confirmed quickly so that we can get President Trump's agenda started. And, Larry, here's the thing. The Democrats appear to have learned nothing from the November election. And the American people sent a mandate. We have a president-elect who will be sworn in on Monday. He won the Electoral College and the popular vote. And I appreciate senators from across the aisle, like John Fetterman, who have said, hey, Pennsylvania voted for Donald Trump. I owe it to the people who voted for me and for him to meet with him, to work with him, and to make the country better.
I think looking ahead to Monday, by the way, I'm going to be down there, but we're going to be indoors, so that's good. I was really worried about that, by the way. We were going to broadcast outdoors. You were going to have to be outdoors, so we'll all be indoors. But I'm looking forward to a very optimistic inaugural speech from President Trump. Stuff he's been talking about, pulling the country together, ending the divisions. Success is the best revenge. Reaching out to all the various groups that supported him and his working class coalition. I'm just looking for a pretty optimistic speech, a true golden era speech. What you think on that?
I think that's what you're going to see from President Trump. And he is looking forward. He is not looking backward. We are so pleased to know that he has 100 executive orders that are going to address the border, the economy, different rules and regulations. And he is going to execute those executive orders the afternoon he is sworn in. Likewise, the Senate will be in session to process some of these nominees, to hold cloture votes, to begin to move them through, to start the clock on them, to do committee markups so we can get people moved out of committee and to the floor. We are wasting no time. And we hope over the next 3 weeks to finish processing many members of President Trump's cabinet so that they can get to work.
The Laken Riley bill get through finally?
Oh, yes. It'll get finished on Monday. We are so looking forward to finishing that, and Senator Britt has done a great job on that. I know Stephen Miller, who is the Deputy Chief of Staff and working on policy, he has done a remarkable job of working not only on the executive orders, but working with us on getting the Laken Riley Act ready to go so we can pass it, send it back to the House. The House can confirm the changes and send it to the president's desk.
Steve Miller, dear friend of mine, going back way. One big, beautiful bill, Senator Blackburn. Tax cuts. Yeah. I'm hoping. I don't want the tax cuts to wait. You know that. I'm a hopeless supply sider on this, but I do want the blue collar boom to start as fast as possible. But I also want to see the border closing, and I also want to see drill, baby, drill, and I also want to see the defense markup, NDAA. What do you think? One big, beautiful bill?
Larry, we're going to have, I don't care if it's 1 or 10. The job is to get the president's agenda passed. Now, I think that as components are ready to go, let's put them in a reconciliation and pass it. Over the next 2 years, we're going to have 3 bites at the apple on this. So let's see where we're going to be with that. When we get things ready to go, and it may be the permanence on the 2017 Tax Cut and Job Act and handling that, and then coming back and looking at a lower corporate rate and R&D and no tax on tips and fixing the Social Security, which that bill is my bill, which would change that floor and move more people out of paying that tax, and also remove the marriage penalty that is there for couples filing jointly. So let's just get it done. And if it takes 1 bill, 2 bill, 3 bill, let's just say we're going to get the agenda done. The first 2 years of President Trump's term is going to be about dozing all of these agencies, removing this power from them, right-sizing the federal government, and then the last 2 years you're going to see that power go back to the states, and we're going to need our governors and our state legislatures to grab that authority and then show the people that getting that power out of Washington, D.C., draining the swamp, putting these agencies through DOGE, making people go back to work, that was the right decision for the American people.
Going back to the states, there's some talk coming out of Tennessee that you're thinking about running for governor of Tennessee.
We are strongly considering this. This is something that we would look forward to, and we want to make certain that Tennessee is a conservative state and remains the best state in the nation to live, to work, to rear your family, and to have those kids come back to great jobs.
But I think you have become. Right, I'm going to just call you Marsha because I've known you 20 years. All right, Senator Blackburn, Marsha, my friend, you have become one of the most influential senators, one of the most influential conservative voices in the Senate. I love you in the Senate. Now you're going to go back to Tennessee.
The thing is, we are going to make certain we get President Trump's agenda across the finish line, and he is going to have no supporter who is more ardent in their support for getting this agenda done. We are ready to go to work, Larry, and we're just so grateful that on TV and radio you have that strong voice and that strong audience that is here to back us up. And I think this is going to be the golden age for America. 2025 is a pivotal year. About every 75 years, we have a change agent year, and this is it. And we've got the right man at the right time who can make the right decisions to get this country back on track.
Who you have always supported. By the way,
yes.
One of the reasons the TV show is the highest-rated business show on cable is you. You've been such a great contributor. I'm not kidding. Radio show, too. You helped me get this thing going again a few years ago when I left the White House. You were so wonderful. I don't know. I mean, I understand keeping Tennessee on the conservative track, but I just love you in the Senate. I got to tell you, you have tremendous influence in the Senate.
Well, we are looking forward to putting all of that influence and relationships with some of our colleagues over in the House and making certain that we get the border secured, that we end this illegal immigration, that we pass my bill to reinstate Remain in Mexico, that we go back to doing DNA tests at the border on these children that are being trafficked, so we can save these children, so that we find the 300,000 children that they have lost. And HHS and DHS can't find these children, Larry. We also are looking forward to making the tax cuts permanent, and I would encourage your audience. My website is blackburn.senate.gov. I'm on social media at Marsha Blackburn. Stay in touch with us because we are working on permanence for these 2017 cuts every day. We are working on downsizing this federal government so that it takes less of the taxpayers' money. We are looking at what is going to happen with Bitcoin and how we can use that as a part of our stockpile to help pay down this debt. We're looking at what would happen if we did something similar to a sovereign wealth fund with our energy and use that to help get this deficit and debt under control. There are so many opportunities for us, and this is the time to have entrepreneurs who are looking at this, to have secretaries who are outside of the box, so that we continue to get this country back on track. And Donald Trump and his team, Susie Wiles as chief of staff over at the White House, these great secretaries, we're going to focus on this, working with them every single day.
Senator, if I take a quick commercial break, will you come back for a few more minutes?
I don't know if I can stay on for. No, they're telling me I need to get off. I've got to.
So let me ask. So let me ask another question before I lose you. When's this governor's race take place? When's it? Is it for 26? All right.
Sure does.
26. Boy. All right. So you're looking at it pretty hard.
Yes, sir. I am.
All right. One other thing, real quick. You made a point just a moment ago. Extend the 2017 tax cuts. Make that the first reconciliation. The new tax cuts might come later, but the extension of the 2017 tax cuts, which I think might be quite sensible. And by the way, as you may know, there's talk. You don't have to score them as deficit. It's current policy. It's current policy.
That's right. And see, that is, I would, and I know I've got to get off, but I hope that you can explain to your audience why we would peg it to current policy instead of current law. And this will help us expedite the permanence on those tax provisions.
Mike Crapo, Senator Crapo's idea, and is actually used by Obama 10 years ago. And
that's exactly right.
if it's
We did it in 2011.
That's right. That's right. All right, we'll let you go. Senator Blackburn, at least we'll have you for a couple more years in the Senate. That's very, very important.
And you're going to have the hardest working senator in town.
Yes, ma'am. Terrific stuff.
You got it. Take care, Larry.
Take care. Perhaps see you during the inauguration. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. Very interesting, Senator Blackburn. I'm Kudlow. Stick around. Much more to come.
Larry Kudlow.
Thanks to tax reform, American businesses have opened doors across our communities, investing in manufacturing, workers, and equipment, spurring millions of new jobs with higher wages and better training, and setting a new record high in corporate taxes paid to the U.S. government. America's businesses open doors. Tell Congress to keep the door of opportunity open. Protect and strengthen tax reform. Paid for by Business Roundtable.